Good morning. So it's week 29, getting to that final stretch, and since some people are back to school, we're doing a springtime spirit week. So today is wear a lei or something floral, so tropical day. Tomorrow is rock your favorite pair of shades. Wednesday is your favorite PJs. That's basically been my everyday for the last year. Thursday is show off your tie-dye apparel, and Friday is wear summer clothes. Okay, so today, the 12th, we're going to work on Common Rules 4 and 5. Then we'll do some in-class quizzes practice with the Common Rules that we've learned. And then we'll round off the day by doing an enacting change Jamboard discussion for the last half hour or so. So your learning targets are to demonstrate an understanding of common usage rules 1 to 5 by making, by choosing grammatically correct sentences in a series. And you'll analyze who is more likely to enact change by using logic and reasoning to defend responses. So to start, we're just going to go over the next two Common Rules. There are 9 rules. We're on Rule 4. And I'm just going to kind of read through the rule, and then you'll understand better, I think, through the example. So don't stress if you don't understand it right away. So Rule 4 is to use a pair of commas in the middle of a sentence to set off clauses, phrases, and words that are not essential to the meaning of a sentence. So if you have something in the middle of a sentence that is not essential, you would place commas around it. And that's kind of, I think of like the commas frame the part of the sentence that could be removed from the sentence and would not change the meaning of the sentence. So if you answer yes to one or more of the following questions, then the element in question is non-essential and should be set off by commas. So if you ask yourself, if I leave out this clause, phrase, or word, does the sentence still make sense? If you say yes, then you would put a comma on either side of it. If you ask yourself, does the clause, phrase, or word interrupt the flow of words in the original sentence? Or if you move the element to a different position in the sentence, does the sentence still make sense? Again, if you answer yes to either of those, then they're not essential to the meaning of the sentence, and you put commas around them. So for example, this will help it make a lot more sense. A clause is just part of the sentence. So this says, that Tuesday, which happens to be my birthday, is the only day when I'm available to meet. So the part that's highlighted, which happens to be my birthday, I could literally get rid of this and it would not impact the meaning of the sentence. So the fact that it's this person's birthday does not matter to the meaning of the sentence. So Tuesday is the only day when I'm available to meet. So because I could completely remove that and it wouldn't make sense and it wouldn't impact the meaning of the sentence, means you put commas on either side of it. All right, and that also happens with a phrase or word. So this restaurant has an exciting atmosphere. The food, on the other hand, is rather bland. So on the other hand, it is showing contrast. So it's an exciting atmosphere, but the food is bland. However, if you removed it from the sentence, it wouldn't change the meaning of the sentence. So again, you put a comma before it and after it. And that's kind of, I just think of it frames it, and then it shows that you could remove it and it wouldn't matter. So I'm just going to show you the strike through again. See, I could just get rid of it and it wouldn't matter. Okay, and finally, I appreciate your hard work. In this case, however, you seem to have overexerted yourself. So again, however, showing contrast. However, if I removed it, it wouldn't make a difference. In this case, you seem to have overexerted yourself. And in this case, if I got rid of the however, I would still keep the comma after case because that's your dependent clause followed by your independent clause. That was that other rule we learned the other day. The only exception is that clauses. In that clauses, you do not have a comma. So in the sentence, the book that I borrowed from you is excellent. So if you follow the normal rule, this would technically be the stuff that is maybe not necessary. The book is excellent. It doesn't really matter that it's borrowed from the person. But when the phrase starts with that, then you don't follow this rule. All right? All right, Common Rule 5. Use commas to separate 2 or more coordinate adjectives that describe the same noun. So coordinate adjectives are adjectives with equal or coordinate status that describe the noun. So neither is subordinate to the other. So if the sentence makes sense, if the adjectives are written in reverse order, then you know they're coordinate, not subordinate. And does the sentence make sense if the adjectives are written with and between them? So for example, the first one. He was a difficult and stubborn child. That makes sense. Or if I said he was a stubborn, difficult child, it would also make sense. That means it's coordinate and you need a comma. The second one, they lived in a white and frame house. That does not make sense. Okay, so if I said they lived in a frame white house, also wouldn't make sense, so that means you don't use commas. It's kind of like the white frame is describing the house instead of the white and the frame are describing the house. It's one descriptor rather than two in that case. All right, so practice rules 4 and 5. You're going to go to the module to complete that. For 2AC, this is a new document for you because we did the Nearpod for rules 1 to 3, but then I realized that I liked just doing it on the document for 4AC. So we'll stick with that. So 4AC, you've already started this. You'll open it. You've done the rules for 1 to 3. 2AC, you don't have to go back and do rules 1 to 3. You already did them on the Nearpod, but you're going to pick up doing rules 4 and 5 on this document. So you scroll down to page 3. It gives you the rules. And then you'll do the practice that's highlighted there, about halfway down, and then the practice at the bottom. So 1 to 6 for practice. When you finish, we moved on to the Jamboard discussion. And that's in the week 29 slides. So if you weren't here, you'll find that Jamboard link in the week 29 slides. You'll click on that, and you'll be able to see which slides we did. So you're going to drag a post-it into the group or individual you think has the capacity to enact change more. And then on the post-it, you'll describe why the individual or group has more power to enact change. Be specific and provide explicit examples, data, details. If you run out of space on the post-it, just add a second post-it. And for 4AC, it's blank because we haven't done it yet, but for 2AC, you'll see there's already some responses there. You can get an idea of what this looks like. Okay, so if you weren't here, I'll be grading your written responses. Have a great day.